You've cleaned your home, you feel like it's relatively organized, you've tidied up, and yet you still feel like your house appears to be cluttered. Okay, it may not just be because it's a mess, or it may not be because you have too many things. It may be one of these 14 things making it look cluttered, and I'm gonna tell you how to fix it. Let's get started. Number one, too many things on countertops. I would aim to only keep your essentials, your necessities on the countertop. The more breathing room your things have, the more empty space you have in your home. And you'll see this is kind of a recurring theme throughout today's video. The better you'll feel as far as clutter goes. You'll feel more relaxed, your space will feel more open, and you just won't feel like there's that much there, because there's not. The more breathing room your things have, the calmer your home will feel. If you do have things on your countertops, again, those necessities, those daily essentials, whatever you choose that you feel like isn't too much, I would aim to put them on a tray, put them in a container. Just the simple act of corralling these items instantly makes it look more put together. Paper piles everywhere. This is number two. Whether it's coupons, kids stuff, the mail, aim to have a designated paper place. Even if you don't have a lot of paper, any size pile of paper just make things look crazier, make things look more cluttered. So aim to have a specific section in your home, a specific place for paper goods so they don't migrate throughout your home, and then make sure you go through them at least weekly. Number three, mismatched storage containers. Storage containers like baskets, other organizing containers are supposed to help the problem. But sometimes if you have too many things that are mismatched, it is causing more of an issue. Visually, it's adding to your stress and your chaos of your home. I was using baskets in this space before, but they did not match. And to be honest, they were starting to fall apart. So I just recently got these new baskets from Quince, and I could not be happier. I love the size. I love the unique color. And it just makes for a more elevated look in this space. This space is right off of our kitchen area in our living room. Since we have a playroom, I really didn't want to have a lot of the kids' stuff in other areas of the house, but these are just a few items I wanted to keep downstairs, and having these baskets just makes it look nice. If you don't know about Quince, Quince is a brand redefining luxury by offering high quality essentials at accessible prices. They make premium fashion, home goods, wellness products affordable without compromising on quality, sustainability, or ethics. I love this brand's transparency. I love their quality items. I just love who they stand for as a company. Part of their tagline is inexpensive, expensive things. They cut out the middleman. The things ship straight from the factory. So you're able to cash in on the deals that they can offer you by doing so. They also offer 365-day returns. If you like these baskets, you know I'm gonna link everything down below. I'm also gonna show you a rug I have. And I've already been obsessed with their jeans. There's a reason these $50 jeans have a cult following. I get compliments on them pretty much every time I wear them. I wear them all the time to work with clients in the house. They look nice, they are professional, yet they're comfortable. So be sure to check out the links below. Let's keep going. Number four, overflowing storage or storage that does not fit your needs any longer. We can take baskets as an example for this. If it's overflowing, it's no longer containing the clutter. It's just a basket with pretty clutter or it's just a pretty piece holding clutter at that point. So either it's overflowing, or the other thing is maybe it's just not functional anymore. I always reference kids' toys because it's just one of those things that they just change so rapidly. I used to have a basket for my son's cars. Okay, well that has now expanded So the system I had before is no longer going to work. So we have to reevaluate those things as the seasons change, as our families change, as our schedules change, anything like that, you have to reevaluate. Number 5, using too many decorative items, using too many small items in your decor, or using decor that adds to clutter instead of comfort. So I know this is a long one, but you know what I mean. You have so many knickknacks, we're displaying them all. Too many of these little things. It gets overwhelming in a hurry. One big piece of decor sometimes can look nicer and more and just cleaner and calmer than 5 little pieces. Sometimes we want to add more decor to make a room feel more finished, but it's not always lacking decor. Sometimes it may be lacking different colors or different textures. This is where a beautiful rug like this can come into play. This is another item from Quince that I absolutely love. Again, everything is linked down below. Play on different textures. If you are looking around your rooms and they have only one kind of texture, that's an easy thing to change and not only make the room look finished, but make it look finished without making it look overly crowded and cluttered. A basket, a rug, a throw, these things add texture and warmth without adding too much. Number 6, labels and signs everywhere. These could be signs, words in your decor. Welcome home, y'all, or y'all come and eat, or this family loves Jesus. I'm not saying any of these statements are bad. I even have some in my house. But if you are feeling like it is too crowded, too cluttered in your house, it may be because you're just visually seeing too much going on. This can also be from labeling too many things in your house. Actually, like with a label maker, you're writing what everything is. It can also be with labels from things like hand soap, like the things that are on your counters. If you walk into a room and you're like, I just don't know what's going on here, check for words everywhere. Number 7, overloaded open shelving. Again, if you've seen some of my other videos, open shelving, it just gets tricky in a hurry. It gets tricky in a real hurry. It can be beautiful, but if we are putting something on every inch of the space, it's gonna look crowded, it's gonna look cluttered. Also, think about the color scheme you have with open shelving. A lot of colors can also add to that look of being too much. If you have specific questions about any of these, just let me know in the comments, please, and I'm happy to try to help you figure it out in your own space. Number 8, this kind of piggybacks on the open shelving, an overcrowded bookshelf. Same thing, love a bookshelf, absolutely, but if we are jam-packed in there, it's going to look cluttered. To prevent the look of chaos in that situation, try to take a few things out. Add some breathing room to it, add some space, and it goes a long way. Number 9, speaking of space, empty space makes you feel uncomfortable. I understand this. I think I may even used to be this way. Moving into my new house and the new to us home has really shifted my perspective on things. I still have an eclectic taste and I like a variety of things, but I really wanted to be intentional about what I put in this home. And so in a lot of places, I've left things empty and I've actually just really grown to like the look of that. So don't be scared of a little empty wall, a little empty space. Don't feel like something has to go on every space, every piece of your wall. I know you don't. I know you don't feel like from head to toe there needs to be things, but I think we do have this thought that if there's not something relatively on, in each area, that things will look empty. I would just challenge you to try it and see if you actually like the freedom you've created within that space. This empty space is what allows your eyes to rest. Number 10, visible cords. They're tiny, but they pack a punch when it comes to clutter. Try to hide them, try to clip them to something, just try to contain them. Number 11, no homes for everyday items. Everyday items like your purse, your wallet, your keys, your water bottle, whatever else you use every day. You gotta have somewhere when you walk in your home to drop your things. You continue to probably drop them in the same place. So corral those items. A drop zone, a mud area, it does not have to be much. It can be a basket, it can be some hooks. You guys know I love talking about a drop zone. I could talk about it all day. It's just it's so vital, it's so important, because if you don't have a space for those everyday items, maybe it's not the items that you just drop when you walk into your home. Maybe it's other everyday items that do not have a home, but if you don't give them a designated home, they'll wander all throughout your house and things will never feel tidy. Number 12, too many things stored on top of furniture or every flat surface being used. We're using the tops of cabinets, we're using the tops of our refrigerator, we're using our windowsills, we're using the tops of every single piece of furniture we have, and we are loading down our space and loading down our minds, and it just becomes too heavy. Try getting rid of things like an easy win. If you have items on top of your cabinets, I am pointing even though you cannot see right now, but if you have items up there, those are probably not items you're using, they're probably decor. That's an easy thing to get rid of. I don't mean throw away, but to take down and see if it adds more calmness to the feeling of chaos that you're having in your house. Easy win, easy win. Number 13, too many what if items and too many duplicates. These just in case items, just in case my kid needs this extra pair of scissors or yada yada. You know, we buy in so much bulk these days, we have these backups, and it just gets to be a lot, especially if we don't have systems for those things, we don't know where to put them, it just piles up, it just becomes too much. So I want you to think about the duplicates you have, think about those just in case what if items in your home, really do an inventory of that, see what you need, see what you don't need. I would say if you haven't used it in the last couple months, maybe it can go live elsewhere. Or maybe you just create a better system, say it's duplicate backstock bins, maybe they're in your laundry room, maybe they're in a closet, but you have to know to go to them if you're gonna use those items. So just be mindful about those items. Number 14, your home has too many temporary piles or unfinished projects. Items you're gonna return, items you're gonna donate, crafts you were gonna finish, a project of something broken that you were gonna put back together, a project that you started last May and you haven't finished. Any of these things, I think we can all probably say we're guilty of one of these things, if not more. But not only do those add visual clutter to your space, they take something away in your mind. There's a guilt, I think, aspect of it. Oh, I haven't done that yet. It just drains you. It doesn't make your house, you want to walk into your home and feel good. You don't want to feel like crap about yourself. Oh, I haven't done this. You know, I tell my kids this all the time. Let's finish one thing before we start another, because otherwise we have all these things out. It may not be possible with everything. This is just a good rule of thumb in so many different avenues. Do whatever you can to get rid of those piles this week. That is my challenge for you. If you have to return something, do it. If you have to donate something, you don't always have to find the perfect place. I have so many of my clients that are like, well, I have all this stuff that I've needed to like get rid of, but I want to take this there and I want to give this to a friend. And I respect all of that. I absolutely do. And that's part of my job when I'm in your house is I will help you do all of that. But in everyday real life, sometimes done is better than perfect. And if you haven't done those things in months and you may not do that, just getting them out of your home is going to be better for your mental health than making sure it gets to the quote unquote right place or person. I hope these things maybe helped you identify your own issues in your house and helped you solve them. Again, if you have specific questions, always ask me. Let me know in the comments. I am here to help. I hope this helps you create better systems, a better feeling of peace and calmness in your house. You know, so often we're like, oh, I just need a bigger home because that's gonna give me more space and more freedom and I'll feel better. That is not the case at all. Just identifying these things, I hope will be a huge benefit to you and improve your house and your well-being. And again, a big thank you to Quince for helping make this video possible.